And welcome back to the Ninja Gaiden Sigma portion of my Ninja Gaiden Black Let's Play. Last time we defeated Mirai, and now we are going to head into Chapter 2. As you can see, the trapdoor is no longer active, so we do not have to worry about dropping down there. Now I'm going to fully admit, I am not quite as practiced on the Sigma versions of these chapters as I am on the Ninja Gaiden Black version, so there is a very real chance I'll stumble and fail on some of these fights. It looks like this version of the game maintains the non-aggression that the ninjas within the fortress have. I'm pretty sure there's at least one fight you get into once you go to the valley that takes you to the Hayabusa village. Also, there's a ton of birds here in this version. Now, for the first half of Chapter 2, the game plays it pretty close to how it is in Ninja Gaiden Black. However, it changes a little bit once we get to the Horsemen section, which we will go over once we get there. Basically, just my strategy that I used in Ninja Gaiden Black does not work in this version of the game. Alright, let's be a little cautious here. And looks like we just got bats, so yeah, the encounters are not the same. Not the same enemies that we had to fight here. We still get Art of the Fire Wheels here, though. So I'm just going to cut ahead to when we get to some new content, and I'll meet you there. Alright, here we are at the first section where there's something different worth talking about. Also, I'd just like to note the samurai hit a lot harder in this version. I had full health and I took one stray hit, and that's what it did in my health bar. 50% gone. Nasty. Now, this version of the game has retooled the water running mechanics quite a bit, and as I mentioned, it comes up a little bit more often than it did in Ninja Gaiden Black. Instead of having to mash the jump button, you just walk onto the water and you start running, and as long as you're holding the analog stick, Ryu will keep hopping along. Let go, and he falls in. Now, if you press the jump button while swimming around, he goes back into a run. If you want to dive and submerge, you have to be holding still. A little awkward, but not too bad once you get used to it. With that all taken care of, this treasure is here the same as it was in Ninja Gaiden Black. This treasure over here, though, is a new one. We can get behind this waterfall to get an extra item. And a Great Spirit Elixir. This is an area we're not going to be coming back to, so may as well use that up, top myself off, get the Great Spirit Elixir here. There is no problem with doing that. There is actually quite a few more, not nearly as many areas that are inaccessible after the initial time through as you might think. There are very few areas that you cannot return to. But by and large, you only go through areas once, for the most part, so you may as well just take all the items as best you can on your first go-through. Alright, I'll meet you at the next notable distinction. Alright, here's a notable change. This statue, when you put the head on it, still has the Life of the Gods in Master Ninja mode. The item lists can be a little different between the two versions of the game, Sigma and Black, so that's a notable distinction there. That's the only major thing I've noticed at this point. I will meet you again later. Alright, maybe this is worth mentioning. When we get the bow from Ayane, we get a scroll describing how to shoot to us. This is actually somewhat important compared to what you might think. I will go over that when we have a good chance to demo the bow, but while I'm here, let's just look at the differences in the storeroom. As you can see, there's an extra elixir of spiritual life for us here, which I'm just going to use right away, and my purchases with Muramasa are going to be a little bit different compared to what I bought in Ninja Gaiden Black. Now, that strategy I used with Art of the Inferno, I'm still going to pick up Art of the Inferno, but I am not going to actually use it in the coming battle with the Horsemen, because against those enemies specifically, they heavily nerf the damage that Art of Inferno does to them. So it's just not worth it to try. It's also a waste of essence to buy any elixirs of Devil Ways at this point. Unfortunately, I have to do the fight more or less the intended way, or do some ultimate technique cheese, which does not work terribly well. Well, it works, it's just very tedious, and I would rather not. So, and just, well, we'll get to the fight when we get to it. Otherwise, I will buy a couple of elixirs of spiritual lives just to top myself off, and that's all I'm going to spend my essence on. I will meet you after the next battle, and I will explain how the bow works in this version of the game. Alright, I am after that battle now, so let's get into explaining how the bow works in this version of the game. Between the two versions, the bow has picked up a new functionality. This was something that was introduced in Ninja Gaiden 2. We can jump and fire a shot. This allows us to much more easily shoot while moving. As you can see, we've still got this guy with the arrows sticking out of him right here, so we may as well top ourselves off. The aiming system, very different in Sigma Plus. It is actually different from how it was in Ninja Gaiden Sigma Vanilla. As you can see, we now have a proper aiming reticle to actually shoot with. And also, there is a dedicated button to go into aim. Right now, as you can see, I've got the bow ready, moving the analog stick around right now, but that's not doing anything. To go into first-person view, you have to press L2 with the bow. Now, this is actually much more annoying than it sounds, because we can press the right trigger, R1, to zoom in. We have to press L1 to zoom out. It does not toggle like it does in Ninja Gaiden Black, and herein lies the problem. What is the function that is mapped to L1 in this game? Why, that is guard. And one extremely annoying thing about using the bow in first person in this game is that you cannot cancel it with a block. You have to cancel the first person view with the first person button, which is the L2 trigger. Consequently, that means whenever you're using the bow in first-person mode, even if you can remember that easily in the heat of battle, which is obviously very difficult for me because I have pretty hard-wired-in muscle memory for how this works in Ninja Gaiden Black, there's still a slight delay between dropping the view and getting into your guard compared to how it is in Ninja Gaiden Vanilla and Ninja Gaiden Black, and even Ninja Gaiden Sigma Vanilla, where you can just go into guard right away to cancel the first-person view. I am not a fan of this change at all. I really think it should just be a toggle function, but what do I know? Now, just before we go into the next fight, I want to get some blue essence to top myself off. As you can see, I used one of my elixirs of spiritual life in a panic in that previous fight, and having some trouble managing the multiple enemies. And we're just going to get some red essence generated, if I can... Yes, there we go. Just so we can go into this next fight with some red essence at our disposal, and this is going to be important because this fight is much, much tougher in Sigma than it is in Ninja Gaiden Black. Now, I've mentioned previously, and that's unfortunate, I mentioned previously that Art of the Inferno has been severely nerfed. It barely affects the Horsemen at all in this version of the game. Okay. Yeah, and as you can see, those archers are pretty big crack shots. I'm doing pretty horrible here, and unfortunately, you have to shoot these guys off. Your other option is to do the trick that I showed in Ninja Gaiden Black with the... come on, hit him. With the corner where you can charge UTs relatively easily. Oh, geez, yeah. This is not easy to do at all. The spearmen are relatively easy to hit, just shoot them as they're coming at you. But the Horsemen archers, they are an absolute nightmare to hit. I am probably going to use up most of my elixirs on this, which is probably a good thing that I don't have to worry about spending too much. Okay, here comes more of these guys. Can hit them with a UT. Now, you might think doing jump shots would be a good idea to keep your mobility going, but Ryu is very, very inconsistent about actually hitting the riders with his arrows. And here you can see now we have to deal with 3 horsemen at once. This is where it gets really nightmarish, because they're not coming at a nice, clean pattern. And that guy is always plucking me with the arrows before I get a chance to hit him. And I can't even see what I'm doing here. I absolutely despise this fight in Sigma. It is so difficult. And it wouldn't be so bad if it functioned like it did in Sigma. Well, if the bows functioned like guns, which we're going to have to deal with later in the game, where they just plunked your health but didn't make you drop the aim, this would be a lot more manageable. But as you can see, the archer is just giving me serious trouble because his arrows do knockback on you. And of course, sometimes I get these guys coming in the way when I'm trying to hit the archer. I was having the trouble there where I couldn't go into my block from the first-person view. See, right there again. I was trying to block there, couldn't drop the first person in time. Okay. Oof. Alright. Now, let's see here. I want to hit these guys with ET. That should do some good damage. Okay, managed to take that guy off. Unfortunately, I've got the spear grab here. I'm probably going to lose this attempt because I've already used up a good chunk of my potions. Alright, that takes out another one. And I forget how many of these guys you have to defeat. It's way too many. Might even... hopefully this guy drops some health. No. Alright, let's just use the potion here proactively. Okay, actually, it doesn't look like it's too bad. I might be close to finishing this. Once again, trying to cancel my aim there with a block. It's not working. Just barely managed to there. I was mashing those buttons to drop the first-person view. Alright, managed to take that guy out. Let's see if I can't hit this guy. And it does not help that Ryu's idea of where to look in the first-person view can be a little spotty at times. Okay, it looks like we've now just got archers to deal with strictly. Took this one out. Luckily, it looks like I can much more easily hit these guys with the dragon sword. The spearmen archers, or the spearmen horse riders, sorry, really losing my focus here. They are much more consistent about pivoting the horse around to nail you. Oh, and right at the end. Alright, so you get the basic idea for this fight. I will meet you when it's over. Absolutely despise this fight. Worst fight in the early chapters, in my opinion. There we go. Absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible fight. Actually, it's worse in my memories. I remember there being like 11 of those horsemen that you have to fight, but as you can see, like, it's just so tedious to fight those guys, and they burn through almost all my healing items. It's honestly really fortunate that I don't really find it necessary to buy Elixirs of Devil Way here, because I would not have the money to replenish those potions I just used, which I actually do kind of want to do in this version of the game, so... Now, as you can see, another clear difference here is that we have the Muramasa statue right here. I'm just going to buy 3 Elixirs of Spiritual Life, and that should do. Do not need to worry about restocking a Great Spirit Elixir, because of course this guy still has it. And we are going to go into the Masakado fight, and this one, not necessarily worth showing because there's anything terribly different about it. But, as you can see, like so many other things in this game coming up, Masakado got a bit of an HD glow up. As you can see, he is now a flaming spearman. Quite ostentatious. And otherwise, this fight is mostly the same, but I may as well just keep it in for completeness' sake. Also, just to see if I can do this better than I did in Ninja Gaiden Black. Same tactics apply here. There we go, managed to hit him with that. I do not know if it's using the normal mode spawn logic or if it's using the hard mode, harder difficulty spawn logic that Ninja Gaiden Black uses. Alright, can't hit him there. As you can see, he turns and pivots a lot more quickly in this version of the game, but the strategy of charging up the ultimate techniques still works just fine. Very appreciative that these mages do not have card breaks. Oof, that guy almost nailed me with those projectiles. Nice, we should be able to nail him with a couple of UTs here. So long as a mage doesn't come in and blast me, which he did, so we're just going to have to cancel that. One of the things that's kind of rough about this game is that the input buffering is a little bit weird. A lot of the times I try to go into a launcher combo and I just instead go into the stance to charge an ultimate technique. Ooh, almost let that guy hit me. Was getting a little too greedy with the essence there. Yeah, this looks like it's using the normal mode spawn logic where these guys just keep constantly replacing each other. Alright. Nope, could not get that. That was a little too risky. Better top myself off just to be safe. Alright, come for me. Yeah, it looks like he still does the guards. I was trying to hit him with the UT while he was still on the ground there. It did not work out. You also notice that he actually retains his health bar in this version of the game. Kind of an interesting little detail. Sadly, he still does not drop any essence, and we still get a Life of the Gods. Now, here is where the major distinction for Chapter 2 in Sigma comes in. We go through this door, but we do not have a cutscene that awaits us. As you can see, the level continues onwards, and we're in quite the fiery area right now. Going to equip my smoke bombs. Let's just refresh our save here. As you can see, the game generously puts another save point here right after the boss fight, so you don't have to do it over if you screw up. And there are, of course, mages here. We want to take them out if I can actually get to them. Yeah, sometimes managing these guys in a crowd, not the easiest thing in the world. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I wanted to absorb that. Alright, that took that guy out. As you can see, we got some black armor samurais mixed in with the silver armor ones. Let's see who's coming in. Wasn't sure if I could actually get the UT there. Still want to focus on building up our yellow essence here, so alright, that was not a terrible fight. Could have done a little bit better, but I could have done worse also. We got a great spirit elixir, like I said, good opportunity to top ourselves off. This is an area you definitely cannot come back to, so again, if you see an item that you can't use and you have opportunity to use it, may as well. As you saw there, sometimes flames explode out of the walls. Gotta be careful there, or else you get tagged by them. And we've got this rather interesting area. Nothing behind these mats, but here we got some more samurai. Let's, yeah, these, that did not take that guy out. I think these are black armor samurai. It's a bit hard to tell with the visual effects going on. Woo! Almost got nailed by those projectiles there. Yeah, that guy is just firing a stream of those. Come on, teleport in, buddy. I have no problem just chaining UTs to kill all these guys. Probably could have dropped a smoke bomb there. Oop. And as you can see, there is fire exploding in and out of the area periodically. Alright, thank you, buddy. Ah. Once again, trying to buffer a launcher there. Instead, I just go into the ET stance. Alright, now before we head on with this area, just want to head out into this little side area here. And we've got permanently missable Life of the Gods. Do not miss this one, or else you're going to be sad. To compensate for this, actually, on my very hard mode playthrough, I'm not sure if this is true of Master also, but there was in fact one extra Life of the Gods in the game. I ended up with 46 instead of 45, which was kind of weird. Oop. Almost got blown away by the fire while I was yammering on there. Now, coming into this area, we get not a new cutscene, but instead a rerendering of an existing one. There is Ryu's childhood friend Kureha. Despite the only thing she does in this game is dying right here, she does have a profile in the original manual, indicating that she's a lot more important to the story than she actually is. As it is, she's just a catalyst for Ryu's revenge. And of course, here's Doku, the man of the hour. But here's where it gets a little different. Also, there is no juicy decapitation going on here. This is also why I was not able to get the FMV from this version of the game for Ninja Gaiden Black, because it is rendered in-engine and it is completely incongruous with what I had for Ninja Gaiden Black. Now, we actually get to fight Doku here, as you can see, and he has the Dark Dragon Blade. Now, there is a way to easily defeat him where you can get him trapped into a loop. I am almost certainly not going to be able to do that. So this will probably end whenever he tags me with his one-hit kill command grab. Here we go. This is the loop. Yeah. Oh! Did not screw that up. I can't believe I'm actually pulling this loop off, but yes, this is how you defeat him in a loop. Oop. Ah, no, I messed it up. Whoopsie. But, yes, you can loop him like that to defeat him. If you do defeat him, there is no bonus for doing so in-game. However, you get a sizable amount of karma points if you manage to defeat him here. But, unfortunately, it played out exactly like it did in Ninja Gaiden Black. Of course, if you do defeat him, Ryu still dies here. He still gets revived by said Falcon. And that's how it goes. But yeah, that's the extent of the changes to Chapter 2. As you can see, one of the more heavily reworked chapters, and honestly in a way that's kind of interesting, and I feel it adds a little to the game. Probably one of the things that they were specifically thinking of when the original version of Sigma was billed as the complete version of Ninja Gaiden, even though it cut a considerable amount of content from Black. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly claim that they made. But yeah, Doku almost had that loop there, but I screwed it up. I didn't roll far away enough on it, and yeah, that is it. Like I said, there is a one-hit kill command grab that he has, but he uses it kind of sparingly. We didn't get to see it there. It is kind of interesting. If you really want to, you can go back just for the sake of seeing it. One other thing to mention, this is what I was trying desperately to remember. If you have, for whatever reason, a Talisman of Rebirth, which you absolutely could have on normal mode, on this mode you'd have to blow all your essence to buy one. It does not work in this fight. You just die no matter what if you did not heal properly. Honestly, given the nature of the fight, I don't think it's worth using healing items on it. If you're going for a karma run, obviously you're just going to redo it until you do it perfectly anyway. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, a Talisman of Rebirth will not save you in this instance. With all that out of the way, we got Master Ninja. Nice. Ryu suits up, and now he is wearing a suit that is proper to the cutscenes and creates parity with the gameplay. And of course, we're now going to fly high in the sky. But that will be saved for our next session of Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Or more specifically, our next session of Ninja Gaiden Black. We'll just mash through the cutscenes here. Keep mashing, and here we are. I will create a save here, and that is where we will leave off on Ninja Gaiden Sigma. When we come back, we will be back in Black, and we will see what Skies of Vengeance has in wait for us. Until then, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.